Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies with 2 Rossville Unions.
We like rye.
Rye be normal.
Woo!
Rossville Union Straight Rye and Rossville Union Barrel Proof Straight Rye.
And we're going to test it MGP style.
Straw Cowboy Hot Style.
Woo! All right, so this is from MGP. This is to my understanding.
What are you pouring there? You got the barrel proof?
Yes.
You gonna go left or right?
I'm going to go just like how they are here.
Left.
So, yeah. So, this is the first time that MGP, my understanding, has
I get
you
some?
want me to do that too? Okay. So that way we don't have to switch the pours. Makes sense. That they're putting out their own rye. Now, as any fans of the show may know, I love MGP rye. I'm a super fan of their 95.5, which is 95 rye, 5% malted barley.
First of all, a lot of people using MGP spirits.
Tons. They
Good
will
stuff.
source it. Yeah, they'll
Good
source
stuff
it.
out there.
And then they'll do their own thing.
The only thing I ask is transparency. Let us know.
Sure.
Let us know you're using.
If anything, it makes me want to.
You don't even have to really say. Some people don't say where it's from. They just say we didn't distill this, or
Right.
it's sourced. We didn't distill this.
I prefer you
Let
to
us
say
know.
we got this from MGP because then I want to go try it. I want to go because I know that their baseline whiskeys are phenomenal. And then what did you do to change it up, if anything? What did they do?
Most will say distilled in Indiana.
Sure. And then you kind of know.
Then you kind of know MGP.
So that being said, this is not the 95.5. They're kind of famous for their 95 rye, 5% malted barley. This is not that. I don't know if the breakdown's on here. I don't think it is. If I remember right, it has a little bit more corn in it.
So this is actually from MGP, though.
They
distilled this.
Right.
They aged it.
Yes. And full disclosure, we had them on a live show. We
didn't.
That's right. They wouldn't come on. They were going to be on the 12 Hours of
Yeah.
Bloom. And then I think we scared their board.
Probably.
Or I did. Let's be real. Probably me. I wore the monster hat. And they were like, All right. But they were going to come on the show. And then they didn't, which is fine. But they still said, yes, try what we're bringing out here with this Rossville. So, again, the one on the left is the barrel proof. The one on the right is their straight rye. And what is the ABV? 47% on that and 56.3 on this one. Let's go in with the right one first since it's a little bit softer. So I'm going to just say I'm a little bit of an MGP fanboy.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing. Love it.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy of MGP because you can do good and you can do bad with it. There's a lot of good whiskeys out there. I don't discount anything if I find out it's sourced from MGP.
Well, I'll agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Maybe fanboys over the top. Maybe that was too much.
I get a nice sweet orange zest rye.
Yes. And I can't remember all the deal. They were bought out by another company. That company's based in Topeka, Kansas as well. And I can't remember the name of it. But they have Kansas roots.
Boy, I've been drawn a blank.
I know.
Anyway, sweet orange zest rye.
Yeah. Orange zest is perfect.
What else?
I don't know. It's weird, but I almost get like a heavy dust.
Yeah, I was going to say
which is
dusty.
bizarre. Yeah, I don't know how you smell dust, but
we get a lot of times we say dusty barn floor.
Yes.
Not necessarily, not that much dust.
Yeah.
A little bit of dusty grain, dusty corn, dusty rye.
Perfect, because I do not get an oak. I get like a dusty corn. Right on.
Some cinnamon.
I get maybe a little nutmeg.
Okay, yeah. 47% Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Straight rye whiskey. So it's aged at least 2 years. Great mouthfeel.
Yeah, I get a rye perk right on the open. Just a little rye. Softer rye, not real sparky. Then it goes even softer.
Mandarin orange.
Oh, you're right. I get an orange feel. I was thinking more orange zest, and then I get vanilla cream. It's like orange vanilla cream.
Mandarin orange, or maybe even blood orange. Yeah, vanilla cream. Almost a little root beer, flat root beer as well at the same time.
Blood orange scares me a little bit. I'm always nervous about it. I know it's not really blood.
It's just darker.
Right.
It's almost like a maroon color orange.
Now the finish here is sugar water, slight burnt caramel. Sugar water, slight burnt caramel. With hints of oak. But it comes off lighter and more delicate to me. And I almost wish it was a little stronger, a little punchier. But it fades.
It's not bad. I'm assuming it's not well aged. We know it's at least 2 years old. I'm going to assume it's younger. 47%. Nice mouthfeel, not harsh. Nice sweet rye notes, vanillas, cinnamons, orange zest, orange.
See, I still get the orange zest all the way through.
Yeah.
I did not expect the orange zest. It's still there. It's there on the open. It's there on the end.
Little bit of dill, dry dill seasoning.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me cleanse and we're going to go heavier. No.
And I'm not sure where the price point is on this. We'll talk about that later. But for an entry level, and like I say, this is MGP is putting this out. They've named it Rossville Union. 47%. Let's go to the barrel proof, which is 56.3%. Now they tell you on here there's 83 barrels that have been used for this batch. So they had 83 barrels that were aging and they blend them together.
Nice.
56.3%.
I pick up a little bit more of a burst on the nose. Nose-wise, I'm getting a little bit more of those rye notes that I would expect and a little bit of the oak. What do you get?
Burned me a little bit.
Burned you?
A little bit more dust. Really the same notes.
I still get some of the orange.
A little bit darker, though. A little bit deeper.
Yes.
Nose.
Yeah. The oak seems a little bit more there for me.
Could you orange a pickle? Could you pickle a pickle but give it orange notes?
I would, at any other time, I would say no.
You'd say that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you talking outside your mouth.
If you could take a pickle and give it orange notes, that's what I'm getting.
You may be onto something there. Because it hits me a little bit odd. Ooh. It hits me a little odd, though.
Ooh, I like that one. Much better. Of course, it's barrel proof. A lot more ABV, a lot more concentrated. That's what I mean. It's a pickled orange. It's an orange pickled pickle. It's an orange pickled cucumber. With dill seasoning, vanillas.
I will go definitely with the orange zest, touches of dill, vanilla cream throughout. You definitely get a little bit more of the spark here, but I believe that's the ABV. And I definitely need to try some water in both.
I'm just going to throw 2 drops in it, being a little bit higher.
Look at that.
Good?
That's good, and then one in there, too.
Oh, oops.
That's good. No, I wanted one in both.
I didn't do one in the...
Oh, you're good. I wanted that.
47.
All right. Higher ABV is forefront. You can get it. You can pick it up. The orange zest still throws me a little bit on both of these. It almost seems out of place for me. Not saying it is, just feels that way. It's like kind of like when you said pickled orange, pickled cucumber. You're right.
Yeah.
It catches in a weird way, different way.
Okay, some ryes bring a lot more spice, a lot more black pepper kick, a lot more dill, a lot more rye. Not so much here, a lot more of the orange zest type notes with it, the sweeter ryes, and I don't know what brings those out. Something in the distillation process or the wood. That would be interesting to see because you could see
with the dill or the
I don't want to pull it out here. I don't want to pull it out here to compare, but go to the James E. Pepper barrel proof straight rye.
Young, boosty, peppery rye.
Young, yeah, exactly.
Young,
very
beautiful.
Spicy. You know,
it's like a 17-year-old kid that thinks he can take you.
Yeah. And the rye is there, not necessarily these sweet orange zest notes that are more present here. And you get with a lot of ryes. I mean, sometimes you get those spicier rye. Sometimes you get these more orange zest ryes. I like this. This is good.
It's a little bit astringent on the finish, that dryness. I still kind of get that orange zestiness throughout. I think if you like that orange zestiness, which is kind of hard to come by, I got to tell you, I can't remember a lot of times where I've gotten that orange zest on a rye. I don't feel like I get that a lot.
No, I mean a lot. So I think I would go at 87 or 88 on the standard one. Very good. And I'm going to bump the barrel proof one up to about a 91, 92. But now these were sent to us by MGP.
They were. And
I've seen them local.
Okay.
Store.
I'm going 85, 87.
85, 87. So
So
you still
85
bumped
on
up.
the normal. Yeah, the bump up, giving me that higher ABV. I get a little bit more of the burst. I get a little bit less orange zest here.
I generally score things a little bit. I'm a more generous scorer than you are. So, I mean, you're still giving a little bit of a bump up, couple points to the barrel proof. I agree. Like I say, these were sent to us, but I've seen them local, and I don't believe the price point is that far off. This is like a $40, $45 bottle. This, I want to say, is about 60 to 70 on the barrel proof.
I'm almost, I'm going to tell you, I'm almost surprised, though, at my lacklusterness. I actually, I mean, you know, earlier I said I'm kind of a MGP fanboy. The different companies that have sourced MGP, I'm like head over heels. But I got to admit, I really do love their 95.5.
You're just saying these aren't hitting your palate.
They're
hitting mine. I like it.
It caught me in a weird place, and that could be me. Yeah. So I'm going to let you know right away. I expected more of this pepper power and this like we are rye masters, and we're coming at you. And this is our best stuff that we don't even sell to other people. And I got something that to me is more of a subtler rye, a little bit more subtle.
Subtler.
It's a
subtler rye.
Rye be normal. It's a subtler.
Well, you know what? So maybe this is aged a little bit longer.
Okay.
And maybe some of that spicy pepperness has been tamed down.
Okay. Could be. The orange zest definitely threw me.
Yeah,
I don't dislike it.
It's just not what you're looking for in a rye.
Right. I would say that's probably that's probably it exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I think I maybe came in with higher expectations because of my really love for MGP.
662, 664.
Good call. 663, 665.
I had something I was just going to say, and I don't remember what it was.
I lean toward the higher ABV.
Actually, sitting here going back and forth, they're both very good, both very well. You can tell one's just a higher ABV. They taste like the same whiskey. To me.
A little bit more caramel vanilla on this one, though. Maybe because of the richer proof. I don't know. So, you know what I think, and probably unfair on my part, is, you know, I assume there's all these companies lining up to source their early whiskey while they're still getting their distilleries up and running, and they need to source some quality stuff. And they reach out to MGP and they get it. Now maybe they tweak it a little bit in their own style. They add a little something, they age a little different, they do whatever. But it's like way to start your new distillery, source some stuff. And then it's always, will you be able to step up with your own juice to the level that MGP has given you early on to boost your sales and keep you profitable, and I get it. So, in my mind, I kind of had this mythical thought that MGP was like, you know what? We never let him see Warehouse Z. Warehouse Zulu is never open.
See, I would have called it Area 51.
No, it's overdone. So, Warehouse Z, nobody gets to see. Nobody gets to see. And they're going to be like, you know what? It's time we bottle our own juice. Where are we going? We're going to the Z. And they hit the Z and they bottled it. And then people are like, God dang. And all of a sudden, boom. And they're taking over the whole rye market. That's my mythical land. I think this is a little subtler than I thought it was going to be. And the orange zest notes took me for like a little like, hey, I'm falling off my stool kind of thing. By stool, I mean chair. Not the other kind. So that's the part that caught me off guard a little bit. Enough said.
I like it. I think it's worth it. I had a few things to say and I don't remember. But after that diatribe, it's best to just move on.
The stool part got you, didn't it?
I was going to comment. This is going to be one of those you're watching and going, God, what am I talking about?
Oh, wow.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm still going.
You mean me or you?
You.
I don't know.
I don't want to talk about that, though.
Oh, well, no, we can't. But sometimes, well, no, that's a good point. Let's diverge from the whiskey for a second.
Okay.
I edited a show. Happened to be the one that Ben Dietrich was on.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, yeah. I'm editing the show, and I'm watching myself talk way too much. And it started to irritate me.
Welcome to my world.
Thank you. And then it got a little further, and I'm literally, suddenly, I'm editing, and I'm yelling at the computer screen, shut the F up.
At himself.
At myself. Shut the F up.
Oh my God,
right.
What are you doing?
And then I continue, for like another minute, and I'm literally like, shut it. Shut up. Velvet up. And I was in your world for a moment.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all too pleasant.
Which is fun because when you edited it, you uploaded it, and I saw it, and it's I think it's 21 minutes long or something.
Cleaned it up.
And I saw it was, because I remember when we shot, I was like, God, that's going to be a 30-minute video.
It was about 26.
And when you uploaded it, it was 21 minutes. I was like, God, it seemed like it was a lot longer than that with Bart going on and on and on. Yeah. But he had to edit himself out, which is sweet justice.
Ben at one point said, I didn't want to interrupt your monologue. Oh, end quote. It was brutal. I was like, oh my God. Oh. And he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. And I was like, I'm not kidding. I was yelling at the screen, shut up. And then I went and I started just cutting myself. Where can I get a good cut?
Well, and sometimes I feel bad because the thing is we are different. Well, okay, here's the deal. You can go get a 5-minute review on this whiskey. This one's going to be 20 minutes plus long. You can watch us. You get some talk. You get some banter. You get this and that, right? Sometimes I feel like there's too much and I'm trying to hurry it up and Bart gets mad at me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've got and then I realize that's our show, though.
It is. So we try to give you the juice.
Sometimes it's still too much.
Sometimes it is too much. Even I know it. We try to do the juice review up front so that if you're like, I got it. All I wanted to know is what is it? Come on. I don't care about you two. I hate you two.
Yeah.
But you give a decent review.
Yeah.
You're in and out in 5.
This review is 20 minutes long, but the whiskey was done in 8.
Up front, great. 5. Now, if you've gotten the hook, if the hook has set, and you're like, I can't stop. I can't hit stop now. I got to see a little bit more. Then you're along for the ride. You're along for the journey. I believe that is what makes us different.
Yeah.
Sometimes even maybe off-putting. Right here. Yeah. You're never really off-putting. Can I be off-putting? I can't. Ever? Have you ever been off-putting?
I don't know. I would have to say yes to somebody.
So, well, maybe. See, but you're like, even there, that's not off-putting. Had you said I'm never off-putting, somebody would have been off-put.
Yeah.
Even there, you're like, at some point in time, I'm sure. And they're like, see, that's right. That is correct. If you would have said I'm never off-putting, some guy would have been like, yes, you are. And you would have been off-putting. So there we go.
I think on that note,
Scotch It. You Scotch gods.
Go to ScotchTestDummies.com. We got a lot of merchandise up. We haven't been pushing it too much lately. Go to
Stepping
Patreon.com.
back
You can
from the
support us
push.
on Patreon.
Yeah. We love the Patreon support, and we're trying to work on Christmas cards at some point in time.
We do that too.
Yes, we do.
Definitely.
Only the Patreon supporters will get Christmas cards from the Yule logs.
Yep.
Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
Dummies.
Dummies.